Amazon was never silent, but lately it has started revealing what it hid for centuries. Creatures no book ever mentioned, and life forms that shouldn't exist. It seems as if this dense jungle has finally opened its darkest chapters, and the anomalies are stepping out. In Mexico, a woman walking near a river noticed a dark cave high up on a cliff. Curious, she took out her phone and zoomed in to get a better look. That's when she froze. At the cave entrance stood a tall humanoid figure. Its upper body was hard to see, but its long, thin legs were clearly visible. The figure never moved, just stood there, watching the valley below. Many now believe the cave might be home to a cryptid creature that has lived hidden for years. Whatever she captured that day wasn't human.
Aprecio ver dos piernitas, que no sé si lo logran ver.
Ancient Titan. In Brazil, a group of explorers was moving through a hidden part of the forest when they found a giant snake lying on the ground. It was massive. Its long body stretched so far that they couldn't see where it first began. The skin pattern and size looked exactly like the Titanoboa, the ancient megasnake believed to be gone forever. To the explorers, this didn't look like old history. It looked recent, like a giant that had been alive not long ago, proving that the Amazon still hides beasts we were never meant to see. Dragon snake. People in a desert of India witnessed an unbelievable sight. An odd creature was lying on the sand. Its head looked like a dragon, while its body was of a snake, almost as if a mythical beast had returned to the modern world. A few days later, another similar one was recorded in a nearby river, confirming it wasn't just a one-time sighting. For biologists, this became a major point of interest. But for the rest of us, it quietly revealed a deeper truth. Our Earth still hides forms of life that link back to ancient evolution, and some of those forms are starting to appear again. Amazon giant. A clip from the dense rainforest of Brazil spread online and caused a lot of excitement. The footage showed a long neck rising above the trees, almost like a sea serpent standing on land. Right after this was filmed, another creature was seen moving between the trees. Many believed it was the legendary Yakumama, the giant snake said to rule the Amazon. Others guessed it could be a king cobra, since they can grow really long and lift their bodies high off the ground. But no one has confirmed its true identity, which keeps the mystery alive. Godzilla gator. In the swamps near Leesburg, Florida, a group of hunters set out expecting nothing more than a quiet duck hunt. But instead of a bird, they came face to face with a monster. They saw a gigantic alligator, so massive that the hunters compared it to Godzilla. It looked like the alligator had been growing undisturbed for decades, maybe even centuries. Some now believe this wasn't just a big gator, but a cryptid-level giant, a possible descendant of ancient crocodilians like Deinosuchus. One thing is for sure, the swamp still holds a monster. Dino remains. In the Cherokee National Forest, a group of explorers came across a huge fossil lying between the trees. At first, they thought it was just an old skeleton, but when they moved closer, the whole scene changed. It looked exactly like an Apalachiosaurus, preserved in a way no one had ever seen before, almost like a real dinosaur mummy. Scientists who examined it were stunned. A fossil believed to be around 77 million years old shouldn't look this fresh, yet this one did. And some experts believe it may even hold traces of real biological material. Glowing fish. A man passing by a small stream accidentally captured a shocking sight on camera. A crayfish unlike anything you've seen. It had glowing red eyes and a massive body. Its stare makes it feel completely otherworldly. Many on social media thought the video was edited, but experts confirmed it's real. Scientists are now rushing to study the area's wildlife, trying to figure out if this is just a rare mutation, or a species that's been hiding from humans for centuries. Either way, it's proof that nature still has wildlife we still haven't discovered yet. Glass lizard. We think we know what animals look like, but this discovery is truly strange. A video shared by a lab worker showed a tiny animal that looked like it was made of clear glass. Its head was like a lizard's, but you could see right through its skin. The rib cage and bones were bright red and clearly visible, making it look almost alien. He was holding it with gloves, showing this was a careful scientific find. It wasn't from any experiment. It was a chameleon that had undergone diaphanization, a process scientists use to make the skin transparent and the bones visible. Science can make nature look otherworldly. Loch Ness Monster. A fisherman was out on a quiet lake just trying to catch a few fish when he noticed something huge moving under the water. Suddenly, a dark, enormous creature pushed its tail out of the surface with a splash before disappearing again. Its shape and movement almost matched the famous Loch Ness Monster stories people talk about. But without more proof, whatever that creature stayed was completely unidentified, and the lake felt a lot less peaceful after that. Massive crocodile. Wildlife researchers in Maine set out on a risky mission, the search for a 30-foot crocodile that locals claimed was hiding in a nearby lake. After days of tracking splashes and spotting huge drag marks along the shore, the team finally came face to face with a massive crocodile unlike anything seen in the region. When they restrained it, measurements showed it was one of the largest crocodiles ever caught, raising serious questions about how such a giant ended up in a cold Maine lake. Spider giant. In the Amazon forest, a team of wildlife experts was exploring the forest when they suddenly came across a terrifying creature. A massive spider-like creature appeared in front of them, far larger than any species known to science. It had multiple legs and moved with an eerie coordination. The experts were stunned, unsure if they had encountered a naturally existing creature, a hybrid, or even some kind of escaped experiment hidden deep within the Amazon. Winged humanoid. In a park in Florida, visitors were shocked when an odd creature crawled out of a small hole in a tree. It wasn't an animal. It looked like a tiny humanoid with wings. For a moment, it sat calmly, until it suddenly flew toward people, almost as if it was angry about being disturbed. Many who saw the clip connected it to old legends of people of the mounds, mystical beings said to live beneath ancient hills. Maybe this time, one decided to show itself. Legendary animal. In the woods of Germany, a tourist exploring the area recorded a bizarre animal moving between the trees. It had the body of a lion and the front half of an eagle. At first, he thought it was some strange crossbreed, but the closer he looked, the clearer it became. This was a griffin. These creatures were believed to guard treasure in the medieval era, and many locals now think they have been hiding in those mountains for centuries. Maybe constant exploring and new trails disturbed their hiding spots, because right after his clip went viral, another griffin was reported nearby. Black wolf. While riding through the Florida rainforest, the forest officer came across an unusually large black wolf, so big it was hard to believe. What makes it even more surprising is that such black wolves are considered extinct. Video of it spread like wildfire because of rare finds. It was quickly nicknamed the Florida black wolf. It was a surviving subspecies of the black wolf thought to have disappeared. Authorities are now searching for it, hoping to protect this incredible, once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Amazon giant. A group of fishermen recently came face to face with a true giant in the Amazon River. Out on their small boat, they pulled out unbelievable fish from the water. It weighed over 300 pounds. The men struggled just to place it into the boat. It was a pirarucu, one of the largest freshwater fish in the world. These giants are rarely seen and even harder to catch, making this moment a true achievement. For the fishermen, it wasn't just luck, it was a memory they'll treasure forever.
Que é o seu Luiz. 'Luiz' 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 'Luiz'
The anomalies around us are getting stranger. A woodcutter spotted movement on a pine trunk, as if the bark itself was alive. When he touched it, the surface shifted, revealing legs crawling beneath. This was not just a piece of bark, but an insect named pine guys. This rare insect doesn't just hide, it blends perfectly with the bark and feeds on pine resin. Sometimes the forest holds secrets older than humans, waiting quietly to be noticed. Massive anaconda. Deep in the Amazon, a team of researchers made their once-in-a-lifetime catch. They came across a massive anaconda.
Grab the head, a little bit higher, Johnny, or you're going to get bitten. There you go. That's all right. Shallow, not deep. Shallow, not deep. We got her, guys. We're doing it. We are doing it. Okay?
It was so heavy and so long that it took several people and a long struggle just to lift it into their boat. They quickly secured its mouth, so no one would get hurt. When they weighed it, the number shocked everyone.
The size of this snake. Oh, she's an impressive animal. 19-footer.
The giant measured over 19 feet long and weighed nearly 300 pounds. Scientists are now studying the snake closely, wondering if this is just one rare specimen or proof that even larger anacondas are hiding deeper within the Amazon.
That's on 220, 228,
We didn't even get her whole body off the ground.
All right. So easy to
let's
say she's
get
a
her back to
300-pound snake.
Double turtle. A man walking near a pond spotted something strange moving in the water. At first, it looked like two turtles stuck together, but when he got closer, he realized it was actually one turtle with two bodies joined as one. Each side tried to move in a different direction, almost like two souls trapped inside a single shell. The sight was so unusual that people now believe it might be a rare mutation, or maybe even a turtle created in a lab for experiments we're not supposed to know about. Swamp mystery. In a quiet swamp, a man recorded something no one expected. A strange creature was seen inside the water, something that didn't match any animal we know. Its appearance made it look almost like a baby dragon or some unknown monster hiding in the wetlands, with no clear explanation and no matching species. The video now stands as proof of a mysterious, unidentified creature living in that swamp, one that doesn't appear in any biology book. Strange buck. In the forests of Louisiana, a shocking video spread online showing a deer unlike anything people had ever seen. Its twisted antlers were covered in unusual growths, making it look like a creature straight out of a horror movie. No one knows what caused the mutation, disease, radiation, or something unknown deep in the woods. What's even more worrying is that this isn't the only case. Other animals with unknown mutations have been seen previously. Something strange is happening in those woods, and it's getting harder to ignore. Petrified snake. Nobody expects to find something bizarre during a simple walk, but this hiker did. In the middle of a quiet forest, he spotted a petrified snake with tiny horns on its head. Even stranger, a frog was trapped halfway in its mouth, frozen as if time had stopped right there. Some say it was a rare horned snake, while others believe it was a cursed one, caught in some magic. It truly felt like a moment where nature and legend crossed paths, a sight you can't forget once you've seen it. Ancient bone.
Esto es un hueso. Es un hueso.
Mexico has a long history of bizarre stories, but this sighting added a new mystery that caught everyone's attention. A local captured what looked like a fallen tree trunk turned out to be a huge bone, far bigger than any known animal.
Miren esto. Wow. Es un hueso.
Its size alone was enough to raise questions, but tests made it even stranger. The bone belonged to a real creature and was around 500 years old. Archaeologists from around the world are now studying it. Some believe it may finally support old legends that giants once lived on Earth. If this bone didn't belong to any known creature, then what exactly was walking in Mexico centuries ago?
Es un hueso. Es un hueso enorme. Aquí en el monte, miren.
Double trouble. In Central Africa, a researcher came across a shocking sight, a snake with not one, but two heads, each moving independently. Up close, it looked almost like Siamese twins fused together. It turned out to be a two-headed ball python, a mutation scientists had never seen before in this species. Each head seems to have its own brain and hunting instinct, making the snake lose coordination. Surviving in the wild would be nearly impossible. Experts are trying to understand the cause, and some even wonder if this hints at a species humans haven't seen before. Swamp serpent. A video circulating online showed a strange swamp creature that has left viewers puzzled. At first, it looks like a crocodile, but it has unusual features, longer limbs, and a twisting, serpentine body. Even local wildlife authorities were shocked, as nothing like this had ever been reported before. Could this be a hidden species that somehow survived from prehistoric times? Or maybe a mutated creature? Do you know what this could be? Leafy insect. After the moving bark, the surprises didn't end. A man spotted a leaf that looked unusual. Curious, he poked it with a stick, and to his shock, it moved. This was not just a leaf, but a walking leaf insect, one of nature's ultimate camouflage experts. Its shape and color mimic real leaves so perfectly that it sways as if blown by the wind, easily fooling any onlooker. These insects are masters of disguise, showing just how incredible and sometimes sneaky nature can be. Centipede swarm. A resident in Florida captured something that looked straight out of a nightmare. On a quiet road, a giant crawling mass was moving, and at first, it looked like one huge creature. But as he got closer, he realized the truth was even scarier. It was a swarm of centipedes, thousands of them, all moving together like a single living organism. Their legs crawled in perfect rhythm, making the ground look alive. This kind of synchronized movement can happen during mass migration, usually when heavy rain or flooding forces them out of the soil. One thing's clear: Florida doesn't just have weird wildlife, it has scenes that feel almost unreal. Alien fetus. A worker near an experimental lab was finishing his shift when he noticed something lying in a puddle by the roadside. At first, it looked like a small body, but as he got closer, the shape became horrifying. A pale, fetus-like form with a large head and a curled, undeveloped body. Its features didn't match any known animal. The worker instantly called it an alien fetus, and honestly, anyone would have done the same. But the real fear came from where it was found. Being so close to a research facility raises serious possibilities. Maybe it was a failed alien genetic experiment, or it slipped out from a secret cloning project. What's your take on it? Comment down. Two-head fish. A fisherman hauled in a fish unlike anything he'd ever seen. At first, he thought two fish were tangled on a hook, but closer inspection revealed a single creature with two bodies sharing one head. Its massive mouth made it truly monstrous. He keeps the fishing spot secret, worried about fines. Rumors say a nearby base, possibly military or a lab, conducts experiments. Experts and online watchers argue whether it's a mutation or a species unknown to science. Whatever the truth, the origin of this horrifying catch remains a complete mystery. Cyclops mystery. In Thailand, a local spotted a tiny animal that looked like a newborn puppy, but its face was shocking. Right in the middle, it had a single, huge eye. The sight quickly made headlines. Scientists examined its body and DNA, trying to understand how it was born this way. Amazingly, it looked just like the Cyclops from old stories. No unusual DNA changes were found. This Cyclops-like animal is real, completely natural, and could even be a brand new species. Sometimes nature itself seems to bring legends to life. Alien skeleton. While patrolling a remote forest in Thailand, a forest officer discovered a skeleton. Its bones were unusually long, and its massive head immediately caught attention. Nothing about it matched any known animal. Experts were called in, and DNA tests revealed an astonishing fact. The skeleton belonged to an otherworldly being. Evidence suggested it hadn't lived there naturally. Perhaps it had fallen, or maybe it was placed there. Who knows? Authorities had a hand in it. The incident fuels theories of a secret link between aliens and authorities. The discovery is so rare that experts are calling it a 1 in a million find. Winged frog. In a stream, a local spotted a tiny frog, but this time it had delicate wings. The wings were huge compared to its little body, almost like it belonged to a butterfly. How could a frog fly? It could be a rare genetic mutation, maybe caused by pollution in the water, or possibly some kind of unusual crossbreeding. Either way, it's a sight you don't see every day, and it shows how strange and surprising nature can be. Forest fairies. While exploring a 300-year-old oak forest, a traveler spotted something magical. Tiny, fluffy beings moved delicately across a wooden surface, almost floating as if dancing in the air. Their soft, white bodies and gentle steps made them look like forest fairies, alive with their own secret world. For a moment, it seemed the ancient woods were truly home to beings of magic, but on closer inspection, the truth was less mystical. They were actually woolly aphids, a type of tiny insect. Sometimes the truth is different from what our eyes first see. Stone crocodile. A tourist captured a striking video in a remote mountain area showing a massive rock formation of a crocodile. Its scaly texture and elongated snout made it appear as if a prehistoric beast had been frozen in stone. Soon the video went viral. Netizen claimed it was evidence of a lost world of giant creatures that were turned to stone long ago. Others connected it to Greek mythology, pointing out how huge beings were frozen by Medusa, becoming rock after ancient battles. But after all the excitement, the truth is much simpler. Experts say this crocodile is just a natural shape formed by erosion, a rock slowly carved by wind and weather over thousands of years. Coastal Kraken. Beaches are beautiful, but the small, dark caves along the coast hide secrets. A traveler spotted a massive, dark creature there. It was huge and far larger than any normal sea animal.
Yep. What are you? That looks like a gigantic spider.
It could be an extremely large, mutated octopus that had left the water to hunt. Could this monster be the real-life Kraken or another legendary sea beast that has now found a way to walk on land? Be careful next time you explore a coast, because the things that live underwater might be watching you from the shadows. Stormed fish. After a fierce storm along the Australian coast, a fisherman found an unusual creature washed up on the shore. Its huge eye sockets and oddly shaped body looked bizarre. It seemed to have been chased by bigger predators in the deep sea, forcing it toward the coast, weak and battered. The strange find quickly grabbed attention online, with people wondering if it might be a rare, bony fish or a deep-sea animal never seen before. For now, this washed-up mystery remains one of Australia's most puzzling coastal discoveries. Snow beast. While walking alone in a snowy remote area, a boy suddenly spotted a massive creature. It wasn't just lying there, it moved like a living blob, but it was huge, as big as a beast. He quickly recorded it and stepped back, realizing the creature was watching him.
Ma, you see this? What is happening?
Could it be an unknown animal that survives in harsh, cold environments? Or is it something far stranger? Perhaps an ancient shapeshifter hiding its true form in plain sight. You decide. Barn werewolf. A family in Pennsylvania was having a normal night when their barn security camera captured something they'll never forget. A huge, hairy creature. It looked exactly like the werewolf from old legends. The animals inside the barn were scared. After that night, a few of the animals went missing, as if the werewolf had taken them. This proves the old legends aren't just mythical beings. They're real, and the creatures are hunting again. Maybe it won't stop here. Who knows? Your barn could be next. Puss caterpillar. A man in his backyard spotted a tiny, fuzzy orange creature covered in thick hair, almost like a walking fur ball. It looked soft and adorable, but it wasn't. This was a puss caterpillar, one of the most poisonous caterpillars in North America. Hidden beneath its beautiful fur are sharp spines that can cause intense pain if you touch it. It's a reminder that the most lethal creatures often look the prettiest. So, if you see it, don't pet it. Walking stone. This discovery from the Amazon near the village showed that even the stones there might be alive. A stone collector picked up what looked like a heavy, dark rock. But as he held it, the object began to move in his hand. Curious, he placed it into a pot of water. Suddenly, 2 tiny red spots appeared on the surface, glowing like eyes staring back at him. The stone was actually a living creature, perfectly shaped to look like a rock. It was called a walking stone. No one knows what it was, but how it hid its true form so well is unbelievable. This thing was a real master of disguise. Floating salps. A fisherman in the Pacific Ocean was out on his paddle when he noticed what looked like plastic bottles bumping against it. But as he moved a little closer, he realized they weren't bottles at all. These clear, tube-shaped things were alive. They were salps, strange sea creatures that look exactly like floating trash.
Oh my gosh, this thing is so big. Wow.
They don't sting or bite, yet watching these floating chains cling and flow with the paddle makes the ocean feel alive in a way you rarely notice. Alien corpse. A young girl was walking along the shore of the Colorado River when she noticed a strange figure. At first, she thought it was debris, but as she got closer, she realized it was a corpse, and it looked completely alien. Its body was elongated, limbs were all wrong, and its skin had a bluish tint. Locals say a strange light was seen in the sky over the river a few nights earlier, sparking rumors of a UFO crash. This means this corpse could be linked to that incident. To this day, authorities haven't revealed its true identity, leaving many convinced it really was an alien. Prehistoric prints. Huge footprints were found at a dried-up lake in Kyrgyzstan, and the first thing that struck the researchers was their size. The largest one was so big it could fit several human palms. At first, they weren't sure what they were looking at, but as they studied them, it became clear. These could be dinosaur footprints. It's incredible to imagine such massive creatures walking this land long before humans existed. Now, scientists from around the world are carefully exploring the area. For centuries, the lake was holding traces of life long gone, and somehow we were lucky enough to find them. Strange bug. A man found a creepy creature in his backyard crawling on his finger. It had spidery legs and a long, curved tail, so strange that many compared it to the facehugger from famous alien movies. He filmed it moving across his skin, leaving viewers unsettled. Scientists haven't confirmed what it is. Maybe a type of harvestman or another unusual bug, but its alien-like look is striking. The similarity to a movie monster makes you wonder, did the filmmakers ever see something like this in real life and use it for inspiration? It's time for today's open discussion. Authorities were patrolling from above when something incredible appeared below. 2 massive snakes were spotted slithering in the Amazon River, their enormous size making them impossible to ignore. Some say they could be hybrid anacondas, while others wonder if this is a glimpse of the legendary Titanoboa, long thought extinct. Either way, it looked like the Amazon might be a home to the whole population of these ultimate predators. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.